Hi, welcome to Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Looks a little different around here, huh? A little bit more festive. I love the orange and those smiles. I love looking outside and seeing all these smiles. It's that time of year, and it's very exciting around here on the little farm. But fall is here. Let's go turn off the water. And make sure the gates are closed because I have a couple of girls following me. Oh, I gotta shut the door so the dogs don't get out. It is, as usual, morning time around here. Turn off the water for the ducks. Everything is so cute. Look. I'm not quite done decorating, but I'm really excited. I have our first visitors for the fall will be here next week. And we have had a lot going on here on the little farm. A lot of emotional things going on. And I just didn't feel like I wanted to make any videos during that time. And there's still a lot of things going on. When you have kids, there's always something happening, and it doesn't always work out the way you want it to work out, and sometimes feelings get hurt, and sometimes you just need some time to sort it all out. And I appreciate those of you who were still supporting me through this, those of you who were still watching old videos, and I tried to post reels and I tried to post stories, you know, as often as I felt up to it. But it was kind of a really tough week last week, and I'm glad that it's now over with and I feel better, or I'm starting to feel much better about some of the things that have happened. But I can't go into detail. I wish I could. I wish you were sitting right here with me over a cup of tea, just discussing it. I know that would take a lot off of my chest. But just knowing that you're there to support me really helped me get through what I had to get through. But here I am, back on the little farm, getting ready for fall. And there are a lot of things that you have to do when you live on a farm, a homestead, a backyard garden, backyard farm. There are a lot of things that you have to do to prepare for fall. Now, one of the things that we did, we decorated for fall because we get a lot of fall visitors, and that helps us here on the little farm make those earth to self connections for people, to help facilitate those for people. So once they get here and I take them on a tour and they see the garden and they get to interact with the animals and they get to just be outside in the peacefulness of this environment that I created, it means a lot to us. So we did, you know, we got all the decorations out, and a lot of it is, you know, it's just jack-o'-lanterns because I like the smiley faces, smiling at people, smiling at me. I don't really decorate for scary. I'm not a big fan of that. I like happy. But you all know that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was the door. I don't know if you've seen on my messages or on my Instagram or on my Facebook page, I had chosen, I'm going to be replacing the doorknob. Oops, helicopter, hang on. The doorknob on my tea garden gate has fallen apart. It's just fallen apart, and all that's left is a little nub, and I can't open and close the door very easily. So I decided I was going to get a glass doorknob for that door. And I picked 3 colors, green, purple, and pink. And I had put them out on my socials so that people could pick which color they would like me to choose. Right now, as of today, and I'm going to see which one gets the most votes, and that will be the one I pick. So that's how I'm going to choose. Right now, I think green has the most. It's green and purple and then pink. So that'll be a lot of fun to do that. And I'll definitely make a video once I get the doorknob and replace it over there. It'll add a lot to that area, I think. Okay then, well, we've been chatting for quite a while and I've got quite a few things to do. One of the things that we do for fall is we clean the barn really good right before winter starts, and then we start putting down some flake, and we use the flake to help keep the barn warm. How does it do that? It's called the deep litter method. If you've ever had a compost pile, you know that it can get pretty warm. So we put the clean on top of the dirty, and it helps keep the barn warm. It makes the barn a little bit stinky, and occasionally when the weather gets nice, I might clean it all out and add new stuff to it. But that's how we keep the barn warm during the winter. All the animals stay in the barn together, and that helps them also keep warm. The chickens huddle up together, and the ducks huddle up together, and the goats huddle up together. And when you get all those animals in a small building like this, it helps keep it warm. Now the barn is not insulated, however, it does have, the walls are too thick. So we have the particle board that we use to build the wall, and then it has the boards on the outside that we use for the decoration. So it's pretty thick. The walls are pretty thick. And then we also fill in some of the gaps, the air gaps. And we want to make sure that there's plenty of ventilation, but then we also want the cold to not get in there. So we will put the gap, fill up the top gaps, because right now it's open, and we'll fill that in with whatever we can find and close it up, because heat rises and we want the heat to stay in the building. So you will see all those feathers down there because it's molting season. And the ducks sleep under there. It looks like they made a little bed over there, a little nest, and they sleep under here. The goats generally sleep up here on this platform, and yes, sometimes they sleep together when it's cold out, and then sometimes they sleep on the ground here in the barn, and that's why it's important to keep the barn clean. And of course the chickens all sleep over on this side. I will also be putting in a solid door for the goats and the chickens once the cold weather is consistent. Okay, I see. Hang on. Look at that. You're going to be warmer tonight. Here we go. And then see what this looks like. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. In just one day's time, it's supposed to. Alrighty, I need to put this in there. This works the same way. Did you see that? Let me try. So the door works the same way, and I have one on the inside if I wanted to open it on the inside, and one on the outside if I need to open it on the outside. Another thing that we do during the fall is we pick up some hay for the goats. We want to make sure that the goats have plenty of hay to last all winter. And we store it here in the garage, the garage barn. Most of the time I call it the barn, but it's a garage. But we keep all of our hay in here. And I keep the stack that I'm feeding off of here in this hay box. And then I have all my stuff here for the bees. We have to travel a little bit to go get our hay, and we have found one man that sells us our hay, and he's become a very good friend of ours. He's also a fellow beekeeper, and so we get our hay twice a year for our goats. During the transitional periods of seasons changing, it's a very good time to have a checklist and get those things done that you don't do every day, but it's something that has to be done. And one of those things is trimming the goat hooves. I learned how to trim my goat's hooves by watching YouTube videos. And I get a little shy sometimes, but I seem to manage pretty well. Sit still, baby. Look at your other one, okay? Pink. Pink and pink.
Would one be white and one pink?
I don't think so, but I check them both anyway.
Okay.
If we had a milking stand, it might be easier, but Mr. Steve has put them on his lap since they were babies and they're used to what we do. The animals seem to do very well during winter. They're very resilient. The hardest part for me during winter is the water. Having to cart the water from the house down to the paddocks. Right now, it's summertime and we get the hose out and everything, living is easy, like they said, because it's summertime. But once winter gets here, I will be carting the water down from the house down to the paddock. One of the things on my wish list is a water pump down by the paddock. And I'm not sure how we would do that or how we would keep it from freezing up, but carrying the buckets back and forth in the wintertime gets to be a real drag. But that's on my list, and we're talking about how that can work out. We just haven't got it finalized yet. The garden here on the little farm is ready for fall. I've planted my fall seeds already, and they're starting to come up. I planted some carrots, some bald head cabbage, and some sugar snap peas, some cold weather crops. I have some Brussels sprouts that are really big and tall, and hopefully they'll give me some Brussels sprouts. Mr. Steve really likes those. And then once it gets really cold, if the carrots are still small, I'm going to cover them with mulch and leaves and, leaves from the yard, and let them set all winter long. A lot of people think that once summer is over, the planting season is over, and that's not so. You can continue to plant crops in the fall. And once spring gets here, I will dig them up and have some carrots. It's good for the soil. It'll help aerate the soil, and we'll have some yummy carrots to eat in a stew or something. Huge. They're pretty small, but they're good enough for a stew, I would think. More about the size of snack carrots. Oh, look at all these worms. Good healthy soil right there. So we're down to one hive. We had 3 during the summer. Now we're down to 1. And I'm going to focus all my energy on this hive to make sure that it gets through the winter. There's a lot of things that we do for the hives to get them ready for winter. This is a moisture board. It helps keep the moisture down in the beehive. It can get pretty humid in there. So I built this. This is a candy board, and I made that for our bees as well, to prepare them for winter in case they didn't have enough food. Well, that's it. That is how we prepare for winter. I mean, we're preparing for winter, but that's how we get ready for fall. Because the weather isn't quite bad like winter, but we don't want to be out in the sub-zero temperatures trying to do the things that we should have done while the weather was still pretty nice. Once winter gets here, we just batten down the hatches and wait till spring. Winter is not my favorite, but fall certainly is. And we are having a wonderful time here on the little farm. Thank you for joining me here on Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. I forgot to mention, we're almost at 4,000 subscribers, you guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. It's so appreciated, and I am sending you all so much love. Thank you. Thank you for visiting me here on Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Love you.